Shalom. First, I'd like to give, just like all praises, all that glory to goes to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash. I would like to give double honors to my apostle Elsa Great Millstone, who just like push his word and truth and also sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now so more than ever. And also salutations to the elect, the 144,000 judges, that's 12,000 men from each tribe. And also salutations to the 1/3 men, women, and children that's part of the elect. And a special shout out to the few sisters that listen and learning to you. I say shalom. This is your brother Sakaria from the Great Millstone Music Cap, back with let's say the truth. And yeah, a famine's coming, man. A famine's gonna come to America with Babylon. So the topic is Babylon, aka America, will be hit with a famine very soon. Why I say Babylon, aka America, will be hit with famine very soon? Because it will. Because farmers cannot grow their foods because with Nero ran out Doricule to grow crops. And these farmers, they voted for Nero, 47. And it backfired. And you got Bill Gates, Bill Gates buying up the farmland. Why is a fucking tech guy buying farmland? Why is a fucking tech guy saying diseases like sending stuff to jabs to other countries? That don't make no sense. So this right here, this is for Snyder reports. Farmers issue food warning: global famine is coming. Yeah, it's gonna be around the world, but this damn hoe, America, Babylon, it's gonna hit the worst. So I'm gonna play this video and then I'll get some precepts. Fair use. I'm not using this video to make no money off of this. Fair use. I'm using this video for like biblical, educational purposes. Fair use.
Right now, she's cultivating her inner peace, which started by checking her approval.
This has got to be the scariest news we have seen in years. And I'm talking about going back to 2020 and the chaos that the world experienced at that time. Right now, farmers across the United States and really around the world are already warning that we are destined for a food crisis.
And the reason why it's a food crisis and stuff because Esau, Edom do not keep the land Sabbath. They grow the earth to grow food and stuff, and the earth is dying because this devil do not keep the land Sabbath. He just dog out the earth out, and like the earth is tired, and that's why they ain't growing that much food. Just to let you know.
It's going to happen here in the United States as well as other countries as well. But what we are hearing is that without fertilizer, which is the big issue right now, I talked to a friend of mine, I'll explain what he's doing, but without fertilizer, we can't feed 8.3 billion people. No, we can really only feed between 1 to 2 billion people. That means we can potentially, at most, feed a quarter of the world's population. How scary is that? Look at some of the things we're seeing right now here in the U.S. It says, Iran war causing fertilizer prices to spike. South Carolina farmers warn of impact on food costs. And then it says, Kentucky farmers brace for higher fertilizer and diesel cost amid Iran conflict. We are not out of this. According to multiple sources, they are saying even if this war were to end today, even if the Strait of Hormuz opened up completely today, there has still been so many issues. This conflict has gone on for far too long. But I believe we're in week 6. Yeah, or week 7. This is an issue. I want to play a clip for you though. Listen to this right here, because this is just showing us how dire the situation is. Look at this.
Fertilizer. If we don't have the fertilizer, we can't grow the potatoes. And it's not just potatoes, it's a whole range of crops. We eat food, okay? We eat this green stuff. It actually starts as brown stuff because the fertilizer is an essential part of growing all the food we eat. And the fertilizer is produced by a process called the Haber-Bosch process, which takes petroleum and nitrogen and fixes them in such a way that you can put this on the field and your plants will grow courtesy of the fertilizer. If we didn't have fertilizer at all, guess how many billion people the planet could actually support?
I don't know.
Between 1 and 2.
And fertilizer comes from this region?
Again,
Remix your auto insurance with Intuit Credit Karma. We can queue up a personalized offer.
Okay, we're going to watch the rest of this in just a moment. But a lot of people were asking me this several weeks ago when I said there is a fertilizer crisis here in the United States. That people or farmers were trying to get fertilizer in order to grow their crops. And somebody asked, well, why do we need fertilizer? Why can't we just grow everything organically? Well, here's the issue. Let's look at grass, for instance, because most people would be able to understand this as opposed to really diving into the crops, because again, I'm not a farmer. But based off of the metaphor that my friend was giving me, is let's say you planted grass, or you got your grass for this year, and it looks good, it's green, and it's decently growing. But if you put fertilizer on it, it grows from maybe 1 to 2 inches to maybe it grows 3 or 4 inches over the course of a week. It really grows. It's because of the nitrogen. That's the key here. The nitrogen is really helping it grow and grow at a faster rate. Well, what if we did this for things like, just different vegetables, right? What if we needed fertilizer in order to have more growth so we have more crops? The same metaphor going back to grass. For like cows, think about this. If a cow eats the top 2 inches of the grass and now we only have 2 inches left, well, that might take them just another couple days. But what if we put fertilizer and now it goes back to 3 to 4 inches again? And it happens every single week. That's the key here.
Yeah, this whole war with Iran is really fucking up a lot of shit. Like they need fertilizer to grow food, to grow potatoes, corn, etc. Without no fertilizer, it's not gonna grow. And what's gonna cause a famine? It's really by design. So it's about to be really bad out here, man. Around the world, but maybe this whole here in America. So, hold on. Let's go. This is 2 Kings chapter 6 and verse 24. It reads, "And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and also besieged Samaria." Verse 25, "And there were a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until the ass's head for fourscore pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver." So 5 pieces of silver. So Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, he gathered his army and also besieged Samaria. Okay, and it was a great famine in Samaria. Okay, they sold the ass's head for fourscore of silver, pieces of silver, and calf's dung for 5 pieces of silver. Okay, it was bad back then. In verse 26, as the king of the Israel was passing by upon the wall, then a cried a woman unto him, saying, "Help my lord, O king." And verse 27, and he said, if the Lord did not help thee, which shall I help thee? Out the band floor or out of the winepress? So the king of Israel was passing by upon the walls. Then a woman was crying unto him, saying, help my lord, O king." And the king told her, if it just the Lord did not help you, where shall I help you? Okay? If the Lord did not help you, I cannot help you. Okay? All right, in verse 28, and the king said to her, what allied thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Verse 29, so we bore my son, and did eat him, and said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. So it was a famine. Okay, they was cooking their kids, eating their kids because they didn't have no food. It was cannibalism. Pretty soon, right here in America and around the world, it's gonna be cannibalism. That happened back then, and also it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen right now. All right, it's gonna happen very soon. And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he rent his clothes and he passed upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he sackcloth with his flesh. So let's go to Psalms chapter 37 and verse 19. This is Psalms chapter this is Psalms chapter 37 and verse 19 reads, They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. In the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. Yeah, the elect is not going to be ashamed in the evil time. What's this evil time? When this when Esau society crashes, man. Okay. And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. The elect is going to eat. All right. The Most High got us, man. Lord, when we these men, the Lord got the 144,000 and also the 1/3. So Most High got us. So we have to endure endure and also do the work and like have faith. Okay, because the Most High controls everything. Okay, He can make one bread and you can eat it, and you won't be hungry or thirsty again. Okay, just saying. Let's go to Psalms chapter 33 and verse 18. It reads, Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death and also keep them alive in famine. So the Most High is gonna put is Most High Yahweh Shai is going to protect his elect. All right, the 144,000 and the 1/3 that hope in his mercy. Most High is going to deliver the elect from death and also keep them alive in famine. This is why we always say it's important to try to fast to your best of your ability. Okay? Because a famine is coming. Let's go on Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 9. This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away strictly from through for what are they fruits of the field. So the people who are slain with the sword is better than the people who are slain by hunger. So people that are slain by a sword is a modern day gun. If a person died by a gun, it is better. Why? Because you die by the gun, it's just like it's like a quick death. It's painful, but it's just like a quick death. A lot of people are gonna die by the sword, but like it's better to die by a sword rather than famine, because you die by famine, it's a slow, painful, agonizing death. Your organs eat away, your skin goes to your bones, and it's a slow, painful death to die by famine. You don't want to die by that. It's better with the sword. All right, let's go to Sirach, and then we're going to play some more of the video with the sniper reports. This is Sirach, chapter 39, and verse 28. It reads, "There are spirits crave for vengeance, which in the fury lay of sword strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and please the wrath of him that made him. Fire and hail, famine and death, these all crave by vengeance." So it's spirits crave by vengeance, man. Because the Most High is tired of this place, man. Fire, hail, famine, and death. It's gonna be bad here, man. It's gonna be around the world, man, including here. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 22. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 22. And suddenly all the sown places is all sown, and the full houses shall suddenly be found empty. It's going to be a point where all these grocery stores, all these warehouses, all these food banks, these corn stores, they're not going to have no food. It's going to be empty very soon. This is a future prophecy. It will come to pass very soon, man. Very soon. And we are close to it. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 19. It reads, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. So a man's not gonna have no pity upon his neighbor. Okay? He not gonna have no pity on his neighbor. He gonna go. He gonna bust in their houses. These people they're gonna bust in their houses, destroy their houses with a sword, and take their food, kill them, their wife, their children, and take their food. Oh, and eat them as well too, because capitalism is coming back. Why? Because of lack of bread and great tribulation. It's going to happen very soon. Okay? Very soon. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16 and 18. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 18. The beginnings of sorrow and great mournings, and beginning of famine and great death, beginnings of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginnings of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Verse 20, but all these things that shall not turn from their wickedness, but always mindful of scourges. Verse 22, behold, virtue shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be good cases, and even shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Verse 22, for many of them shall dwell on earth, shall perish of famine, and other that escape the hunger, the sword shall destroy them. So it's going to be sorrows, beginning of sorrows, great mournings. People can't pay their rent. People can't pay their bills. It's going to be worse. Beginning of famine, great debt, people dying out here, beginnings of wars. You seen America and Iran and shit. All right. The power shall stand in fear. These elites, they're going to be in fear. Beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Famine, plagues, diseases, tribulation, anguish, for amendment. For all these things, these people do not turn away from their wickedness. So, Most High going to judge them. Alright, you're going to have stuff that's so good on earth. These people think they're going to be in good case. But evil's going to grow on earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. And a lot of them that dwell on the earth, they're going to die of famine. You see, the U.S. Navy is Nero is like starving just like the with the U.S. military, the U.S. Navy, getting them less food and shit, cause of lack of food. Okay, a lot of people they're gonna die of famine, and other people gonna escape the hunger. They're gonna a lot of these people, a lot of these Jakes, 2/3 of them, they're gonna take this chip. All right, this MOTB. They're gonna be in. They think they're gonna be in good case. They're gonna escape the hunger, and then the sword is going to hit them. ICBM nuclear missiles is gonna burn their asses up. Very very soon. So let's play the let's hear the Snyder report, and like let's hear for 2 minutes, and then I got about 2 more precepts, and then I'll wrap it up.
That's why we need fertilizer, so we can grow our crops faster. We're not producing more over a larger area. We're actually doing the same in the same area, but the crops are growing faster, which we can have more production, meaning we can feed more people. That's the key here. Listen to the rest of this.
Nearly 30% of our fertilizer comes through that region.
Through the Strait of Hormuz. Where's it coming from?
It's coming again from the same gas field that's producing the helium, produces a side effect of fertilizer, and you need. I'm not a chemist, okay, so I can get these things wrong. But you need sulfuric acid as well as part of these production processes. 20% of the world's fertilizer, helium, sulfuric acid all pass through that strait. And if you take them away, then you can't make microchips, which is what Korea is suffering from. You can't make fertilizer, which everybody will suffer from. If we lost 20% of the world's fertilizer, we'd lose roughly 20% of the world's food. And it caused a global famine. We've never had this experience before. We've had
a global famine. Again, this is something we've never experienced before. Because during...
Hey, this is prophecy. The Lord is put the exterior these devil spirit to cause that, so He could judge them, and to bring his to bring his kingdom. Okay, and you gotta understand that. This, all right. Play a little more.
2020, in that global crisis, then we still had some food being produced. Okay, again, there were supply chain shocks, but remember what inflation did? Shot up. Remember what happened at grocery stores? They were bare. That's what we could see again. Now, this is why I want to show you a few things. Okay, first off, this one. This is what I've been recommending to people for some time. Go and get yourself an indoor garden, a hydroponic growing system. That's what you need so you can grow your own vegetables. You can do it yourself. It doesn't matter.
How you gonna do that and you live in an apartment, but you don't live out of the country? Jake can't afford it. But we need, so you Jakes, man, you need to depend on the Lord. You how about shot? You know, it's wise to get some canned goods and some water, and so some items and stuff is wise to do that. But do not rely on it. But you Jakes need to rely on your how about shot. Your how about shot is gonna protect you. These damn Edomites in these nations, they don't got no salvation for them. They don't got a chance. Okay. So I'm gonna give one more precept and then I'm just going to end it. This is Revelation 18 and verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she utterly shall be burned with fire. For strong is the Most High Yahweh who judges. So this is a future prophecy. This is going to happen here in America. Plagues is going to come on this place, man. In one day. Death. A lot of people are going to die out here. Mourning and famine. America is not going to have no food. And this damn place is going to be burned with fire. Okay? this same chapter, in 1 hour, America's going to be destroyed. Then Psalms the 91st chapter, that in new time America is going to be wiped off. And plus in Revelations 18th chapter, America is going to be televised. When America going to be destroyed, it's going to be televised around the world. That's what's going to happen to this place, man. So that's all I got to say about it. Stay locked in, endure. So first, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kakadash. I would like to give double honors to my apostle, El Sokay Wilson, of Lord's will is edifying. Stay locked in, endure, stay circumspect, watch your surroundings. Don't be going to a whole lot of crowds and stuff. If you want to go somewhere and get out. Stay locked in. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. All right? Keep fighting and keep it doing. We almost out here. Till the next one, Shalom.
Matter if it's sunny outside, if it's rainy, if it's snowy, you can be growing your own vegetables indoors. I highly recommend you go get something like that. I'll put a link to this growing system down in the description box below. So make sure you go and check it out. Okay? If not, no big deal. But if you have your own growing system, if you have an indoor garden, you do not have to rely on all the farmers that are struggling to produce things like tomatoes, cucumbers, kale, whatever you want, right? You can grow it in your own home. Now, I want to read you something that a friend sent me. I sent him a message, kind of asked him like, what's he going through, kind of how's his farm, how's it pretty much doing at this time, and almost if he sees any issues. This is what he wrote back to me, and he says, and I quote, "Good to hear from you. To make a long story somewhat short, I have had my fertilizer orders canceled 8 times in the past month. I have been lucky enough to get some fertilizer from a family member's friend, but he has his own crops to grow. Right now, we are at a fork in the road. Do we continue operations and hope things get better, or do we put the farm on the market? The problem that we all face is that due to this war, rising food prices will be locked in for some time. Hopefully this helps." Now, here's what I can tell you. People all over are concerned about food prices, okay? But these are average people like you and I, not farmers. We're not ranchers, right? We don't grow our own, mass supply of food. We just don't. We go to the grocery store and we buy it just like everyone else. Well, everyone like you and I are going to feel the impacts because the farmers are now at a crossroads. Okay? I have a friend who is considering buying a farm, not for the farm itself, for the land. He wants the land so that he can he's a commercial developer, so he can go and put up a whole commercial space. Okay? That's what he wants it for. So he's just one of the many people, many developers that's looking at the raw land and removing the farm, removing what it does to the economy and to the normal everyday person. And he wants to put a commercial space in there. Okay? Because that's going to make more money. And it will. But by him doing that and pulling a farm off the market, that's going to hurt everyone else in the community. Here's what I can tell you though. This is a crisis. We are hearing statements like global famine, the worst food crisis ever that the world has ever seen. Not enough fertilizer to feed 8 billion people. Only enough to feed possibly a quarter of the world's population. That's concerning. That is extremely concerning. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. That's what we know as of today. And for me, I'm a little bit concerned. I'm not the greatest gardener. I'm not the greatest farmer. But I can bet you this. I will learn and I will be better. Especially after what we're seeing right now.